Hey guys, so today I really wanted to focus on is eating for our body type. And first, before I went through this, I just want to say every body type is beautiful. Not one body type is better than the other. And everyone has different goals. And some people really are aspiring for different looks. Not one look is better than the other. What I'm simply just going to be walking through is just the strengths and weaknesses, and I won't really say weaknesses, but just the way how there are three different body types, generally speaking, and just how eating a certain way or working out a certain way can either get you closer or further away from your workout goal or just your overall health goals and aesthetic goals. And then also everyone's body, even though there are these kind of three body types, everyone's body is so unique to them. And I do want to say, especially if you have been struggling, with weight loss or achieving a certain look, I am very, you really do sometimes have to go to a good quality functional doctor just to uncover, there could really be something with thyroid issues, hormonal imbalances, and, just life, our weight is going to fluctuate. So what I'm just going to go over in our month's video is just kind of walking through the different body types, as well as the strengths that these body types have, and how to adjust if you are working maybe towards a goal that isn't as necessarily as aligned with your body type strength. So typically speaking, ectomorphs, these are naturally lean individuals. They're typically on the taller side, next to no, muscle mass really, maybe just really long and lean. This is their natural build. The ectomorph body type does have a higher carbohydrate tolerance, so they actually do well with a little bit more carbs and maybe even less protein if they're just kind of looking to stay within that, and their body type really does excel in more endurance-based activities. Mesomorphic, and that's what I am, those are individuals who are naturally predisposed to just more of a muscular build. Like, I like to joke, I came out of the womb with thighs. So just for a good laugh, even when I was doing a fitness competition and I was really leaning out, I had a girlfriend with all the well-meaning in the world, and she goes, "Tina, your legs are looking a little bit smaller, but not, just a little bit," and it made me laugh. So we are just predisposed to certain things. And so the mesomorphic body type, it typically does well more with a balanced diet, so much kind of like more like a zone, like 30% protein, 40% carbohydrate, and then 30% fat. So that's kind of like more the mesomorphic. And to go back to the ectomorph, 25% protein, 55% carbohydrate, and 20% fat is typically what an ectomorph does. And then for an endomorph, these individuals are just naturally, they are strong individuals. And they typically do better with like a 35% protein, 25% carbohydrates, and 40% fat. So an endomorph is typically looking at like a more lower carbohydrate diet. That's where their body is really going to excel in terms of the breakdown of the macronutrients. Now, a lot of times what will happen, and for the sake of transparency, and the reason why I wanted to put this video out here, when I would train women, specifically women, they would sometimes bring to me photos of, beautiful women, and they're beautiful women. I want to reiterate, every body type is beautiful, and everyone has different goals, and our goals and bodies fluctuate with time. So just want to state that as we kind of get a little bit more further into this topic. And there is a reality that certain physiques may not do well or do better with certain workouts. And for someone to achieve a certain look, there can be two women that want to achieve a certain look, and there may very well be two different methods to get there. I wrote a blog post a while back, several years back, time flies, about, two of the most, sought after women are Jennifer Aniston and Jennifer Lopez. Well, the reality is, those women are beautiful because they're training and they're working out for their body type. It would be next to impossible if a Jennifer Aniston like body type was like, I want to look like, Jennifer Lopez, and Jennifer Lopez wanted to look like Jennifer Aniston. I mean, those are two J's, and there is a certain degree of acceptance of what our body type is going to allow us to do. And here's the thing, every body type is awesome, and it would be pretty boring to live in a world where everyone had the same body type and the same look. Pretty dull. So with that being said, so we'll kind of start down the list here. So when someone is an ectomorph, for example, they're naturally lean, tall, running events, that usually you'll see marathon runners. Now, let's say someone really wants, who's an ectomorph, to put on muscle and kind of get this like lean, almost kind of fitness, a real lean, toned, muscular look. Just to get toned, they're going to have to go heavy. This type of body type is going to require more of a heavier lift. It's going to, require, even increasing, proteins and calories to get muscle on and that lean muscle mass. So even though their strength is endurance, they're going to have to do the opposite of that if they want to put on muscle. And most of the times they're really going to have to focus on lifting heavier, doing shorter reps, and really, adding on even additional calories, primarily coming from protein. Someone that's a mesomorph, for me, for example, I am naturally predisposed and good with strength activities. But I put on muscle very quickly. I joke, if I was a man, I'd make one heck of a running back. So with that in mind, and with being said, what we want to focus on, if you're, a mesomorph, if we're working out in line with our strength, we'll be doing, lifting, we'll be doing shorter endurance. If you want to tone with this body type, you're going to have to kind of go against the grain of what your body is naturally inclined to be good at. So for me, for example, so for toning, I do more cardio. I do more strength-based. Most of my workouts are strength-based, but with an emphasis on cardio, higher reps. That's really what I kind of look to do. And I do have to, especially with age, I just need something a little bit more. So something that I've embarked on that has been working wonderfully just for what I'm at, I'm doing the Murph challenge. So what that entails is, running between 2 to 3 miles in some workouts, getting in spin, pull-ups, squats more at a lighter weight, but like a high rep of squats, push-ups. So again, when it goes to putting on muscle, really kind of that's going to come naturally for me. So for me to tone, and for me, if I'm trying to do more of a lean out, I'm going to want to do more cardio. I'm going to want to go against what my body is naturally good at. And then in my case, and I would up a little bit more of the protein and kind of bring down the carbohydrate intake. Also, with my body type, the fat usually will kind of stay where it's at. So if I'm looking to, kind of move things around or push things around, it is going to be a little bit more of a reduced carbohydrate intake. And then for the endomorph, again, these people, they are like the strongest among us. So they are just they're going to be naturally gifted with just a lot of strength. And, they are phenomenal with, CrossFit, Olympic lifts, all of the above. That's what they excel in. Now, if they want to lean out, they're going to have to do more endurance-based activities because their body's so strong. To counter it, you're going to want to do the opposite. So the focus would be to really kind of do the opposite of what you're good at. If the goal was to maybe lengthen. So that's kind of like a unique setup and breakdown. I just would encourage anyone, and feel free to leave a comment or questions for me to kind of more answer, things about nutrition and fitness and more in depth. But it's really important that when we are looking at our goals, we have to be realistic what the hand we're dealt in life, and what is the best versions of ourselves, and to really work on a nutrition and a fitness game plan that works for your body type, because a lot of times what's working for someone else will not work for you and vice versa. So one of the best things I've ever heard is just stay in your lane when it comes to certain things. And so just own your health journey. Recognize that every body and is beautiful. Not one is better than the other. And really, when we're just being the best versions of ourselves, that's when we really shine. And the health journey is never ending. I mean, it's never ending. And it's a blessing to be on it, because the longer we're on it, that means the longer we're living, and a long life is definitely a blessing. So I hope that helps. Please feel free to drop any questions about this topic. And my email address is gina@lightside of health.com. And you all have a great day.